Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we're playing some more Sakashima of 1,000 Faces and Alena Kesig Trapper. Looking at our opening hand, we do have some draw to help us filter through some things, and not too much fallout, but we do have that draw which may be crucial, so let's go ahead and keep the hand. Our first opponent, with a irrigated farmland into play, is Gavi Nest Warden. Alright, 2 blue, red, white for a legendary 2/5 human shaman. You may pay 0 rather than paying the cycling cost for the first card you cycle each turn. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 red and white dinosaur cat creature token, and those cats are pretty cute. Okay, snow-covered plains and a Shadow Sphere into play for our next opponent, who happens to be Darien, King of Kieldor. I think I said that right. 4 white white for a legendary 3/3 human soldier. Whenever you dealt damage, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Comes our turn, we get Preordain. Alright, all the filtering. Let's go ahead, play an island, and then we'll play our Mystic Grimoire and see if anyone has an answer to it. Pass the turn. Island into play for our last opponent, who happens to be Thada Adel Acquisitor. I think I said that right. 1 blue for a legendary 2/2 Merfolk Rogue. Island Walk. When it deals combat damage to a player, they search that player's library for an artifact card and exile it. They may play it this turn, so if you do have an artifact land, they can take it from you. Gavi Nest Warden, they do cycle a card. It was Hieroglyphic Illumination. Add a card Wastes into play. Sensei's Divining Top. Mystic Grimoire will trigger. We'll get a card off of that. Sad Robot. That works for me. So, to our commanders. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. 3 blue for a legendary 3/1 human rogue. Enters the battlefield as a copy of any other creature you control except as its other abilities, which are Partner and the Legend rule does not apply. Really helped us out in the last video. Our second commander is Alena Kesig Trapper. 4 red for a legendary 4/3 with first strike human scout. Tap, add an amount of red mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn. Partner. So if you haven't seen the other videos, this is a red-blue blink deck. So Sakashima can get us more ETBs, and Alena can get us 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And there's not too many places to shove that mana, but it does help us cast other stuff. Snow-covered plains in play for the Darien on their turn. Going to roll over to us, let's see what we get. Mystic Grimoire will trigger on the upkeep. Do we want to pay it? Yeah, I think we do. Just one more time here. We get Temple of Epiphany. Let's go ahead and scry. Nothing to drop just yet, so let's get the tapped land out of the way. We get Essence Flux. That could be really good later. I don't know if it's going to be good right now, though. We also have Tevri's Time Twist in hand already, so let's go ahead and put it on bottom. Pass it off to our opponents. Thada Adel Island into play, and they're passing it off. Over to Gavi. Gavi? I don't know. Mountain into play anyway. Dranthus Stinger. When you cycle a card, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Cycling 1. Cast outs being cycled. 1 damage to each of us. Over to Darien, Brahma's King of Areska coming down. To our turn, let's keep Mystic Grimoire up for 1 more turn. Then we'll get rid of it, get Solemn down, and do stuff like that. Preordain, Ponder, all that jazz. We get Quasi-Duplicate. That'll be good later. Still not drawing too many creatures, though. Could get more lands with Solemn. Let's go ahead and play a Mountain, pass it off to our opponents. To Thada Adel. She does have Island Walk, which means we could be in a lot of trouble. We do have some important artifacts. Thada Adel coming down for that player, by the way. Conjurer's Closet, Solemn Requiem are some of them, but we also have Mirror Ballsphere, and we also have Panharmonicon, which is really important. And some mana rocks like Soul Ring. Over to Gavi Nestender. Sensei's Divining Top is being activated. They'll draw a card, put Sensei's Divining Top on top. Arcane Signet coming down, we get to draw a card. Ooh, Imperial Recruiter. Haven't gotten to play that before. Imperial Recruiter is not a budget card, but for the purposes of the Blink deck, it is a tutor we can use repeatedly. No tax out Gavi. Over to Darien. Field of Ruin into play. It Immediately tapping for Anointed Procession. That's going to get out of hand so quickly. We'll go ahead and draw a card. I did not run Echoing Truth in here, but starting to think Echoing Truth might be a pretty good idea. Usually I shove it into everything I have that's blue. Did not put it in here, though. We got Dualcaster Mage, so we already have an infinite combo in our hands. Brimaw's on the attack from the Darien player. Off into the Gavi Nest Warden. It'll trigger. They get a 1/1 white cat soldier creature token with Vigilance. That's attacking. Does it have to attack the same player, though? I don't think it does. Let's see. And they get 2 tokens from the Anointed Procession. Alright, they're both coming at us. Okay, nothing to do about that. We're down to 37. Gavi Nest Warden does not block either. They take the 3 from Brimaw's. Comes to our turn. We're going to let Mystic Remora go. It did its job. Thank you, Mystic Remora. We get Panharmonicon. Sweet. So all of our good stuff protected from Thada Adel. Unless they wheel or something. Let's go ahead, play a mountain. And play the sad robot. Get an island out of our deck. Island to the battlefield tapped. We'll pass it off. We will have to discard a card. We will discard Quasi-Duplicate because it does have Jumpstart, so we can get it back later. 2. Thada Adel. 8 cards in hand after the draw. Reliquary Tower. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Thada Adel off into us. That makes sense. We played the better artifact, I guess you could say. Damage is good. We can't block it as Island Walk. 2 commander damage. We're down to 35, and they get to look through our deck for an artifact. They may play it. They get our Soul Ring. Typical play for Thada Adel decks I've come across. They get mana, more mana, so they can, cast everything else they steal. Bribery, targeting the Darien player. Alright, so they get anything, any creature card anyway, out of their deck just straight to the battlefield. Oh, that's going to be rough. White has some really strong top-end stuff that has, well, strong static abilities anyway. Chancellor of the Annex could be, I was going to say Elesh Norn would be worse, but I was getting there. Poor Solemn Simulacrum. I was going to copy him a little bit. We'll draw a card because Sad Robot died. We get Deceiver Exarch. So we technically have 2 infinite combos available to us. Imperial Recruiter will come into play. Get us Kiki Jiki. Elesh Norn would kill it though, but we'll get there when we get there. 2 Gavi's turn. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Them making tokens now is just not going to work out. Sends his Divine Top onto the battlefield, being activated to look at the top 3 cards. Top being put on top, they'll draw a card. Command Tower into play. Over to Darien, that's it for Gavi. Let's see what they do. White does have board wipes, so if they really want their Elesh Norn back, they could get it. Plus, White does have recursion and is getting more recursion as time goes along. Expedition map coming down for the Darien player. What would it be? I would wager Emeria? Shadowsphere being equipped to Brimaw's. Expedition map gets the crack. The Kiljoran outpost came into play earlier, and they sacrificed the snow-covered plains. Forgot to catch that, because I saw the plains die, but I didn't know this was part of the effect. Their revealed land is Ancient Tomb. That was my second guess. Brimaw's on the attack. Who is it into? It will trigger and make some cats, which will, unfortunately for them, immediately die. That's interesting. Still got to assign the tokens as attackers. Brimaw's is off into the Gavi player. Alright, they gain 2 life from the damage. That's it for the Darien player. We get Peregrine Drake, which would survive as a 0/1 at this point. We could cast it as like a blocker, perhaps. That could be good. And Teferi's Time Twisted to get some mana back later. We only have 2 creatures with flash in hand, and they don't do too much just yet. So, what do we want to do with this? Let's play Peregrine Drake. Anyway, it will survive. And then we get to untap our lands. And then we'll play Conjurer's Closet, get to untap them at end step, keep it up for the flash creatures if we really, really need to. And there we go. Let's go ahead and play Conjurer's Closet. Might as well get that down. And pass it off. Deceiver Exarch could be a really good layer too, just to untap a land in case we want to cast anything else like Teferi's Time Twist. Conjurer's Closet will blink the Peregrine Drake. I mean, that's pretty good. 2 spells, 10 mana worth for essentially free. Over to Thada Adel. 7 cards in hand. Gotta have a full hand when you're casting everybody else's stuff. Thada Adel on the attacks. They're going to hit Gavi with the Thada Adel. Elesh Norn coming at us. That's fine. We already have a couple infinite combos going for us. Let's just go ahead and block with the Drake. And then we can Tevri's Time Twist on it. We have a response. We have a cycling out of Gavi. They'll get to draw a card. Let's go ahead and blink the Drake. Do we want to float some mana? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that too. Why not? Deceiver Exarch. Put its ability on the stack. Untap a permanent we control. Let's make it blue. Or an island, rather. And then we'll use Tevri's Time Twist on the Peregrine Drake. Peregrine goes to exile. Thada makes contact with Gavi. They're going to search their library for an artifact, see what they can see. It's another Soul Ring. They are casting it. So that is a lot of mana. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. That looks familiar. I also believe it's going to be Elesh Norn, unfortunately. Yeah, it is. Deceiver Exarch dies. Sad face. Mirage Mirror. Uh-oh. Tevri's Time Twist will trigger it, bringing back the Peregrine Drake. I don't think we're going to get its stuff, though. Yep, it immediately dies. Oh, no, we do get it. Okay, that's interesting. Still rules questions about my Omnath deck, then. Over to Gavi. I'm hoping they or Darien have a board wipe. We're not drawing ours, and even if we drew something like Benzizian Mortars, we're not getting anywhere with that. We would need Cyclonic Rift or Blasphemous Act, and there's only one we can cast right now. Sad Robot coming down. It will immediately die. 2 triggers to the stack. Fastest Sad Robot I've ever seen. Land into play. It's Desert of the Mindful. Cycling, of course. Over to the Darien player. Again, hoping they have a board wipe. Sword of Fire and Ice coming down. That'll be good protection against the majority of stuff presented on the land bases anyway. Not certain what's going to do for him just here, just now, though. It's being equipped to Brimaz. Darien attacking with Brimaz, they'll get 2 more cat tokens, which will immediately double die. Brimaz is off into us. That's a sadness. Damage is good. Down to 33. Sword of Fire and Ice will trigger. They're dealing 2 damage to the Thada Adel player. And they themselves will draw a card. Comes to our turn and we get Release to the Wind. That could be interesting. So it says, it's like a semi-blink spell in this deck. However, it does say exile target non-land permanent for as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. So we could get rid of one of the Elesh Norns and give it back to the Darien player. That could be interesting. Let's go ahead and do Ponder, though. I want to see what's on top of our deck. Reality Shift, Kiki Jiki, which would have been really good earlier, and Island. So I think we kind of want to keep all of this stuff. So let's go ahead and put this stuff on top. Want to draw the Island. Play the Island for turn. And then we'll play Preordain, just so we can draw another card. Do want both of the cards. We'll put Reality Shift on top, I suppose. And we draw it. And let's play Release to the Wind. Targeting the original Elesh Norn, Darien can have it back for now. And we'll pass it off like that. Over to the Thada Adel player. Thada Adel off into the Gavi player. Elesh Norn off into us. I figured it had to be one of them. Damage is good. We're down to 29. Thada Adel will trigger again. Let's see what else Gavi has in their deck. The Immortal Sun. A lot of anthems going around the table today. They are deciding to cast it. Over to Gavi's turn. Again, still hoping for a board wipe. Nothing out of Gavi this turn. 7 cards in hand, though. Over to the Darien player. Let's see if they cast Elesh Norn. It will be free to them. They do their own Mirage Mirror. Okay, still not terribly happy to see those. Champion's Helm coming down for the Darien player. That's an expensive piece of equipment. Brimaz on the attack, off into the Gavi player again. They'll get some cat tokens. They'll still immediately die, though. Damage is good. Sword of Fire and Ice will trigger. Gavi down to 23, 8 commander damage. 2 damage to the Thada Adel player. Darien draws a card. Comes to our turn. We draw Kiki Jiki. We knew it was coming. So what do we want to do here? They didn't play the Elesh Norn, so it's really dangerous to maybe cast the Reality Shift just now to get rid of the other one, when they're kind of keeping each other in check. We are down to 29, though, and taking 10 to the face does not bode well. We also kind of need to shut down Thada Adel, but they have so much extra mana now, I don't know if we can do that. What to do? Let's go ahead and play the Panharmonicon for now, and just kind of leave things the way they are. Pass it off to Thada Adel's turn. The Immortal Sun will trigger for them. Thada Adel player on the attack. Thada Adel to us. Elish Norn off into the Darien player. Alright, well, let's reality shift the Thada Adel then. See if they have counter magic. They do not. Yay, they don't steal our artifacts. Thada Adel back to the command zone. Darien just takes the 5. Damage is good. Agent of Treachery coming down. Kinda saw that one coming. They're going to be taking the Sword of Fire and Ice. At their end step also, in case you're unfamiliar with it, they will get to draw 3 cards. Sword of Fire and Ice being equipped to the Elish Norn. End of turn, Agent of Treachery will trigger. They get to draw 3 cards. Oh, Cyclonic Rift. End of turn out of Gavi. Yeah, I can live with that. Hey, we got our Soul Ring back. Nice. Agent of Treachery will still trigger though, still giving the Thada Adel player 3 cards. Too bad we can't destroy their Reliquary Tower unless we draw a Ghost Quarter. And the Thada Adel player quits the game. Alright, that's interesting. It would have been hard pressed to get Thada Adel back down, but they were in the lead. I don't know. Over to Gavi's turn. Let's see what they do. 9 cards in hand after the draw. Mana Crypt coming down. Emerald Sun also coming down for the Gavi player. And then a Soul Ring. Sensei's Divining Top as well coming down for the Gavi player. Sensei's Top being activated to look at the top 3 cards. Top being activated to go on top. Rogran Crystal coming down for the Gavi player. Yet more mana. Solemnity. Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. That's very specific. To Darien's turn. Already tapping down some mana. It is 6. Will they summon their commander? Nope. It's Heliod's Intervention, destroying just about everything Gavi just played. Heliod's Intervention is such a good card. There they go. Everything destroyed. To the cleanup step, Darien will have to discard 3 cards. We'll check out what that is, but right now I'm contemplating, should I end the game now with Quasi-Duplicate and Dual Caster Mage? We would have to summon something else first to target Quasi-Duplicate to then respond with Dual Caster Mage. So that's a problem. But other than that, it's a bit early. We get a mounted on the draw. Let's go ahead and play it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait a turn, get down Imperial Recruiter, get down something else, maybe Spellseeker to get Cyclonic Rift to protect ourselves maybe, and then go from there. Soul Ring to the battlefield. Replay Conjurer's Closet. And cast Imperial Recruiter. We get to tutor for 2 things with power 2 or less. Alright, so here's the first one. Other one being at our end step, by the way. Let's see, Spark Double, Muldrifter's pretty good. Clever Impersonator could be very good. Agent of Treachery would be kind of stupid. I don't want to do that to anybody. Archaeomancer, though. Archaeomancer. Yeah, let's get Archaeomancer. Sure, why not? Conjurer's Closet triggers our end step. Let's go tutor out something else. Still have to worry about that Elish Norn over there. Ooh, Mystical Tutor as a response from the Gavi player. They get Wheel of Fortune. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Unfortunately, that means all of our combos are now dead. We get to search for something. Is there anything we can put in the graveyard? I think we'll do Irrelevant Revelers. They seem to be the least valuable right now. Alright, to Gavi's turn, I imagine Wheel of Fortune, which is going to suck because now all of our, yeah, there it is. All of our combos are now kind of gone. We do have Sakashima Naru Meha still, so we'll have to hope we get into them. We still have Sakashima in the command zone, and I think it's about time we start summoning our commanders. Alright, see, Agent of Treachery. Okay, Ghost Quarter's pretty good. High Market, couple of lands, well, 3 other lands actually, and Terror of the Peaks. Gavi Nest Warden coming down for that player. Forgotten Cave gets cycled. They'll pay 0 for it. Mr. Grimoire coming down. That's it for Gavi. Over to Darien. Let's see what they do. 8 cards in hand after the draw. Still can cast Elish Norn for free, which is problematic. Hour of Revelation. Okay, hold on a second. 3 white, white, white. Spell costs 3 less to cast with a more non-land permanents on the field. Destroy all non-land permanents. But I really want my Conjurer's Closet. Sad face. Drifting Meadow. It's getting a cycle. Gavi triggers. And everything goes to boom boom. Mana Crypt coming down for the Darien player. Hey, hey, hey now. I couldn't have my Soul Ring though? How rude. Sword of Light and Shadow. Comes our turn. We get Cackling Counterpart. Alright, so that's not terrible. It's also an instant, which is nice. Let's go ahead and play a Mountain. And we'll cast the Terror of the Peaks. Don't want to do Agent of Treachery just yet. And then we'll do Cackling Counterpart. Unfortunately, it won't have haste. But, what are you going to do? We get a trigger. Let's go ahead and aim it at Darien. They take 5. And we will pass it off there. Over to Gavi's turn. So the good thing about the blue mega token of something is usually that it's a permanent token. The red ones are temporary, but they give haste. So, depends on what you're going for. Gavi Nest Warden coming back down for that player. Enlightened Tutor for them. Let's see what they're going to reveal. Teferi's Ageless Insight. 2 blue for an enchantment. If you draw a card except for the first one drawn each of your turns, draw 2 cards instead. Tectonic Reformation is getting cycled. Gavi will trigger, giving them a kitty. Look at that face, it's adorable. Over to Darien, Mana Crypt will trigger. Let's see if they get the bonk. They do get the bonk, down to 26. 5 cards in hand after the draw. Gilded Lotus coming down for them. Darien, King of Kjeldor, coming down for the first time this game. Taking some damage from the Ancient Tomb, they'll get some tokens. Sword of Light and Shadow equipped to the King. Ash Baron's being cycled by the Gavi player. Over to us, we get Meteor Golem. Nothing meatier than that. I know, it was terrible. I had to say it, though. Let's go ahead and play an island. And then let's go ahead and cast one of our commanders for the first time this game, just like everyone else, more or less. Sakashima of 1,000 Phases. He'll come to play as a copy of Terror of the Peaks. We have some triggers. I've played against King Darien before. Those tokens can be super scary, but you're also going to want to kill the Darien player pretty fast. Darien triggers. Darien triggers again. Okay, so what can we do? They're at 14. Unfortunately, if we summon our other commander, we're only going to do 12. So that's not quite where we want to be, but we can't attack with dragons, so I guess that's the plan. Let's summon our next commander, Alena Kessig Trapper. More triggers. All of them into Darien. Darien down to 2. 24 soldiers on the battlefield. Let's go to attacks. Alright, 1 token off into Darien. 1 token off into Gavi. Let's see if they connect. Darien down. Gavi down to 18. Nice. Let's pass it off. Hopefully we won't have to use the Agent of Treachery. I really don't want to, but I'll use it if they do anything that causes us to lose our board state again. Herald of the Forgotten, 8 mana for a 6/6 flyer. When enters the battlefield, if you cast it, return any number of target permanent cards with cycling abilities from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whoa. Also, that's some pretty epic art. Alright, so it looks like they're targeting... Wow, lots of stuff. 7? Is it 7 things? Okay, so it's a lot of lands cast out. That's not good. And they get back Dranath Stinger. Oh, and they get back Tectonic Reformation. So each land card in their hand has cycling red. Alright, one of our dragons is going the way of the dodo. That's unfortunate. Cycling. We take a damage. More kitties coming into play. Comes over to our turn. We get a mountain. I am worried about the blue mana up on Gavi's side of the battlefield. That's a little bit problematic over there. Let's go ahead and play an island. We have 10 mana available currently. Go for Meteor Golem. Get back the Terror of the Peaks that they took. Seems like it could be a plan. Meteor Golem to the stack. Alright. That works for me. 3 damage. Sure. 3 more damage to the Gavi player. And destroy, cast out. We get more triggers. 5 damage each. So let's go ahead and hit Gavi again. Okay, they're down to 2. We can swing and stuff, but we do also have Quasi-Duplicate in the graveyard. So I think let's go ahead and cast it. Choose target creature we control. Meteor Golem's probably something we want to get rid of the fire just in case stuff goes awry. Pay the mana. Discard a card. Let's discard High Market. And we have a bunch of triggers. Let's go ahead and assign them all. Meteor Golem going to go to Tectonic Reformation. Get rid of that, and we'll just burn out the Herald. And there's the win. Hard fought. Adel really just had it. Had that Psychriff not come along thanks to the Gavi player, we would have been just screwed, basically. Not the first time I faced that deck recently. Adel can be very good. Let's go ahead and give it to the Gavi player because they did well. And there it is. We got most of the points. Thank you to our opponents and good game to them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Alright, here's the deck. Only made a few changes. I add Panharmonicon, I added Blasphemous Act. And that's really kind of about it. Wanted more mass removal, and Panharmonicon, well, it doesn't get to stay in play very often, as you saw. Does make its ETBs count for double, and that's very good. Sorry, Alena is just hiding over here. So, yeah, the deck works. There is ways to make it more powerful. I didn't really want to do that. And at least this game we didn't win through a combo, even though I was really searching for that earlier on against Thada Adel. I hope you enjoyed the video. The link to the deck will be in the description below. Plus, I'm going to start doing deck text for every deck I do. Let me know if you have improvements or suggestions. This deck, like I said, can be made a little bit better. And the next series, we'll be exploring another Commander Legends commander. Until then, see you around.